Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Emma. I am so glad you chose to practice with me today. Let's go ahead and begin today in a standing forward fold. Come to the top third of your mat. Step your feet really wide and bend the knees at least a little bit. Feel free to put your hands on blocks, grab the elbows, or just let the arms rest and maybe the palms face up on the ground. Imagine dumping out any sort of thought, worry, or stress that might be floating around in that head of yours. Letting yourself feel the release through the neck, the shoulders, the spine. Already feel yourself arrive a little bit more into your space. Really work to find the bottom of the breath. Empty the lungs out completely. Almost even pull the belly button in. Push all that air out. As you breathe in, think about breathing behind the shoulders, the back, behind the kidneys. Then you might like to grab the elbows and sway, or just walk the hands right and left a little bit. Move your spine side to side. And most importantly, keep moving the breath. Switch the grip, opposite arm on top if you're doing that. Release your arms. Let's lift up halfway. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold. Hands down, step it back to plank pose. Hold there. Shoulders over wrists. Spread the shoulder blades apart. Feel your low belly. Squeeze your legs together. Think about pushing the heels back, squeezing your quads. Then let's shift the weight forward, lower all the way to your belly, nice and slow. 5. Gaze forward. 4. Try not to drop your hips. 3, 2, 1. All the way down, forehead down, arms by your side, palms down, thumbs out. Press down with the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift forehead, chest, arms. Reach your fingers back. Think pinkies closer to each other. Press your pubic bone down and gaze near the front of your mat. Breathe. One more. Lower down, left ear to the mat, arms by your side, palms up. Try to breathe so deep you feel your low back rise and fall. Return your forehead to the mat, palms down. This time walk your feet together, knees together. Keep your legs straight, point your toes. Lift forehead, chest, arms, and legs up off the mat. Think mermaid tail, toes reaching more back than up. Keep squeezing the heels together. Draw your shoulder blades together. Reach your fingers back more. Take a breath. Release. Right ear to the mat. Again, breathe so deep you feel your low back rise and fall. Return your forehead to the mat. This time, hands in line with the ribs. Feet are hip width. Tops of the feet down. Roll yourself up to a cobra pose. And then we'll go right back to a child's pose. You can bring the knees wide, arms outstretched, or knees together, arms by your side. Seal your lips, restrict the back of your throat, Ujjayi breath. Think about breathing down the sides of your body, up and down the length of your spine. Next, inhale, come up to tabletop, shoulders stacked over the wrists. Take some big hip circles with your right leg. Keep even pressure in your palms. And then go the other direction. Take your right leg out to the right with the toes pointing forward. Right toes in line with left knee. Reach your left arm out to the left. Inhale. Exhale, thread the needle. Left arm goes through. Maybe the right hand walks forward or half wrap. If you're feeling pretty bendy, you can take the left hand and reach for your outer right foot or ankle, but don't force it. I'm not going to do that today because it's not feeling as good as just leaving the left palm facing up. Try to check in, take inventory of your body. There's never a better or worse pose. The best pose you can do is the one where you're breathing intentionally. One more breath. Right hand beside your face. Unwind, you'll take this left hand off the mat to the left. So left hand in line with left knee, your fingers are out. Push your hips forward, sweep your right arm overhead into a modified side plank. Pushing the hips towards the front of the mat. Lift your right leg up and bend your knee. You're welcome to stay here, or you can reach back, grab the outside edge of your foot, like a modified full moon pose. Keep pushing your hips towards the front of your mat. Kick your right foot back instead of up for 3, 2. Release the grip, but keep your right knee bent. Step your right knee next to your left knee. Come up to stand on the knees. Gentle camel pose. Hands to the low back. Scoop the tailbone forward. Lift your chest and then lean back. Keep your hands at your low back for this one. Press down with the tops of your feet, your toenails. Spread your collarbones apart. Next, inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to the mat, tabletop. Then round your back, cat pose. And take 2 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. One more. Neutral spine. Hover your left knee and take some big hip circles with your left leg. Try to keep even weight in your palms. And then switch those directions. Left leg out to the left with the toes pointing forward. Reach your right arm directly out to the right. Thread your right arm through, thread the needle pose. Right shoulder, right face down, left hand walking forward. Press down with the top of your right foot. Think less space between the mat and your right shin bone. Imagine breathing behind your right shoulder. One more breath. Left hand beside your face. Unwind. Your right arm off the mat to the right, in line with the right knee. Push your hips forward. Reach your left arm overhead. Modified side plank. Lift your left leg up and bend the knee. Either stay here or reach back and grab the outside of your ankle, your foot. Kick back. So if there were a mirror in front of you, you would not be able to see the left foot. You're not kicking up, just back. Feel that stretch, front of the left hip, thigh. One more breath. Keep your knee bent, but release your foot. Step your left knee next to your right knee, hip width for camel pose. Hands to the low back, lift your chest, and then lean back. If you'd like this time, feel free to reach back for your heels. Keep scooping the tailbone forward and pressing your toenails down. Spread your collarbones, stretch your throat. 3, 2, 1. Lift your chest, hands to the mat, tabletop. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. You may need to lengthen the stance just a tad. Depending on how things are feeling, find some movement. If you're pretty warmed up already, maybe it's towards the afternoon or evening, things might feel kind of loose already, and maybe don't need to pedal the legs. So let your practice kind of meet you where you are. So if anything I say does not feel good, please modify. You can always ask questions in the comments and I'll get back to you. Listen to your body first. Think about making an inverted V shape with your body, the outer hips lifting, lengthen the sides of your body. Push down with the base of your thumb and your pointer finger, and then imagine sliding your mat forward with your hands, as if your arms could get longer. Lift your heels, walk all the way up to the front of your mat, feet touching. So the big toes touch, maybe a sliver of space between your heels. Lift up halfway, extend your chest forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Push into your feet, rise all the way up to stand, reach up. Squeeze your legs together and then twist open to your right. Notice what your hips do here. They tend to open up to the right. You're trying to keep them squared to the front of the mat. So squeeze your glutes, push your right hip forward. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, let's twist to the left. Push your left hip a little bit forward. Can you get lighter in your toes? Reach both arms up. Look up at your thumbs. Exhale, fold over your legs. Lift up halfway. Palms down, step back, right foot, then left foot to plank pose. Inhale, shift shoulders past wrists. Exhale, drop your knees, lower chest and chin to the ground, not your hips. Inhale, slide forward, cobra, pin the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Heels bump out slightly so you can't see the heels behind the ankles. That helps the inner thighs to roll back. Squeeze your quadriceps, your thigh muscles. Pull the bottom ribs in and tone your belly. Feel some space across the shoulder blades. Hollow out your armpits. Lift your heels and look forward. Step right foot, then left foot. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Inhale, rise, reach up. We're going to twist to the left first this time. Left arm reach back, right arm reach forward. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Step back with your left foot, then your right foot. Inhale, shift forward, option to drop the knees, or lower halfway, chaturanga dandasana. Push your toes back, slide to the tops of your feet, upward facing dog, pin the shoulders back. Exhale, drag the feet forward, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Find that activation again through the legs, the core, the shoulders, reaching sensation with the arms, neck totally relaxed, breathing up and down your spine. Lift heels, look forward. Step left foot, right foot to the front. Halfway lift, forward fold. Bend your knees, sit back, chair pose. You can separate the feet if feet together does not feel good. Can you sit a little bit lower? You want tension in the thighs, the quadriceps. Take a breath in. Exhale, sweep your arms back. Keep the arms back and lift your heels up off the ground. Try to keep sitting your seat nice and low. Push the knees forward and hug your ankle bones in. We're going to lower down to a toe stand so your butt sinks towards your heels. Knees go forward, hands to heart center. If you need a little assist, you can put hands on blocks. Pull the belly button back, ribs down, back of the skull lifting. Ankle bones hugging in. Steady your gaze on one unmoving spot. This next transition can be a little tricky. Feel free to use your hands or just take your time to help you out. Drop your butt back. Navasana, boat pose. Shins can be parallel or your legs can be straight. Push in at the low back so you're not rounding your back. Lift your sternum. Inner thighs zip up. 3, 2. Lower your low back to the mat. Keep your legs floating. Pull the bottom ribs down, belly button down so there's no space between the low back and the mat. For more, reach your arms up overhead. Squeeze your legs, glue your low back down. 3. Should be challenging. 2. And 1. Totally relax onto the mat. Take a deep breath in, stretch. Exhale, hug your knees in. Rock gently side to side. Let some of that tension go. Then we'll grab the backs of the legs. Begin to rock up and down your spine 3 or 4 times. If you'd like to try Bakasana, exit. You'll get some momentum. Push into your feet, hands in front of you. Drive your knees to your armpits. Grip with your finger pads. Hug your heels to your butt and squeeze your feet together. Gaze forward. Think about pulling your chest forward. Hold. 3, 2. Step or jump your feet back. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. You might need to adjust your hands or your feet back onto your mat. Spread your fingers. Keeping your pelvis level, lift your right leg up. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Bend and straighten your legs a few times or bounce the hips. I really like to add this in just because some form of organic free-form movement is going to look different day to day. It gives you opportunity to just move in a way that feels good. A little bit less rigid, less strict. We'll meet in a runner's lunge twist. Left hand mat or block, right arm reach up. Option to roll out the right wrist while you're here. Make the left leg a little straighter than you thought possible. Push the back of your left knee up. Hold that right arm still. You're going to keep this twist. Drop your left knee, untuck your toes, and open up wide arm twist to the right. Melt your hips forward, sink into your right heel, squeeze your left glute. Let your right hand find your left hamstring. Reach your left arm up. So you've got kind of 2 options here. You can keep this twist to the right and gaze down, or you can try to square your chest forward and look up. Now, I don't necessarily have a preference. Some days one feels better and some days the other. Just play around with what works for you. Take a breath in. As you exhale, hands to the mat, tuck your back toes, straighten both legs like a long pyramid pose. Keep your back heel off the mat. So you're straightening your front leg, pushing the ball of the right foot down. Try not to let the right ankle bow outwards. Stay really high on the back toes, and then can you pull your sternum a little bit forward and feel the back of your skull lift. Breathe. Walk it around to the back, side lunge. Deeply bend your left knee. Both feet are flat on the mat. All 10 toes pointing towards the long side. Push your butt back until you feel that nice stretch in your right thigh and really activate the right leg. Walk around towards the back of your mat, runner. Bend and straighten your legs a few times. Move your hips. Runner's lunge, twisting. Right hand mat or block, left arm reaching up. Feel the outer hips hug inwards. Make the right leg a little straighter by engaging your outer right glute. Option to roll out the left wrist. Hold that left arm still. Drop your right knee and untuck your toes. Keep this twist to the left, open arms. Melting the hips a bit forward. Can you get lighter in the left toes? Firm up your right glute. Let your left hand find your right hamstring, reach your right arm up, and mirror whatever you did on the other side, either keeping that twist gaze down or squaring your chest, lifting your gaze. Stay heavy in your left heel for stability. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, both hands down, long pyramid pose. Tuck your back toes and keep your back heel off the mat. So almost like you're folding over the left leg, but I actually want you to lift your sternum a little more. So really, like you're gonna push off of that back foot, right hip pulling forward. Lengthen your sides. And then walk around to the right, side lunge. Deeply bend your right knee. Both feet are flat on the mat. You're pushing your butt back and really engaging this left leg. Can you sink your hips a little bit lower? Walk around to the front of your mat, step back, chaturanga. Inhale upwards. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale. All right, we're gonna add on to that. Inhale, lift your right leg up, keep your hips square. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, drop your back knee. Inhale, reach just the left arm up. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Long pyramid pose. Inhale, skandasana or side lunge at the back, and we'll pause there. So you can go side lunge like we did last round, or skandasana. The difference is in this right leg, whether your foot is flat, internally rotated, or flexed, externally rotated. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift your hips, wide leg forward fold. If you need to adjust your feet, feel free. Squeeze your legs and then tip the weight a little bit forward without gripping into the toes. Push into your feet, rise all the way up to stand, reach both arms up. When you get there, grab your left wrist and lean to your right. Squeeze your legs and breathe down your left side. Come back to center, turn your left toes out, find warrior two facing the back of your mat. Feel free to shuffle the feet around. It's better to set the pose up correctly first than trying to adjust your feet once you're already in it. Flip your left palm, reverse warrior. Keep the legs strong and sturdy. As you exhale, windmill your hands to the back of your mat. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you, facing the back of your mat. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, drop your back knee. Inhale, just that right arm reach up. Exhale, both hands down, long pyramid pose. To the front of your mat, skandasana or side lunge, and pause there. So again, the difference is in this left leg, if the toes are turned in, internal rotation, or the foot is flexed, external rotation. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold over your legs. Feel free to adjust your feet. Squeeze your quadriceps. Try not to let the ankles bow out. Inhale, rise, reach up. Grab your right wrist and lean to your left. Back through center, turn your right toes out, find warrior two, face the front. Feel free to shuffle the feet. Don't forget about this back arm. Flip your right palm, reverse warrior, reach more up than back. Then windmill your hands to the front of your mat and step back, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, urdhva. Exhale, adho, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale. All right, we're gonna move through that sequence again with the pace of our breath. Now, obviously my pace might be a little different than yours, so feel free to, modify, move faster or slower depending on what you need. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, right arm reach. Exhale, back knee down, start to come up. The inhale, left arm reach. Exhale, hands to the mat, long pyramid. Inhale, skandasana or side lunge. Exhale, tip it into wide leg forward fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. Left wrist over to the right. Inhale, center. Warrior two to the back. Breath in, reverse. Breath out, chaturanga at the back. Inhale up. Exhale, back. Left leg, inhale. Exhale, step. Left arm reach up. Back knee down and start to come up. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, long pyramid. Inhale, skandasana or side lunge, right knee bend. Exhale, both legs straight, fold. Inhale, rise. Right wrist to the left. Center. Warrior two to the front. Reverse. Chaturanga at the front. We'll take it through one more time, and then we'll grab a child's pose. Right leg. Step forward. Right arm up. Back knee down. Left arm up. Both hands down. Back knee up. To the back, skandasana, side lunge. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Left wrist to the right. Center. Warrior two, back. Reverse. Chaturanga. Upwards. Downwards. Last time, left leg. Step. Left arm. Back knee down. Right arm. Both hands down. Back knee lift. Skandasana, side lunge at the front. Wide legs fold forward. Star pose. Right wrist to the left. Center. Warrior two, front. Reverse. Chaturanga, front of your mat. Inhale up. Exhale, child's pose. Slide all the way forward onto your belly, kind of where we were in the beginning of class. Arms back by your sides. Make a bind behind your back. Wiggle your feet together. Inhale, lift your chest. Lift your legs. Option one, switch which thumb is on top. Option two, bend your knees, grab the outside of your feet, Dhanurasana, bow pose, kick back into your hands. Squeeze an imaginary block between your knees. Breathe as deeply as you can. Last two. Last one. Release. Stack your palms, make a pillow for your forehead, bend your knees, and windshield wiper your feet side to side. Legs back, palms in line with the ribs, cobra, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Your feet are hip width. 2 fist distance apart. Peace sign fingers, grab your big toes. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Feel free to keep a bend in the knees. Elbows a little out and back. Roll some weight to the big toes. Can you get lighter in the other toes? Inner thighs squeeze. And release, half lift. Fold hands to the waist. Let's rise to stand. Reach both arms up. Lift right knee up. Breath in. Cross right ankle over left thigh. Sweep your arms back. Figure 4 pose. Stay there or make a bind behind your back. Feel your left hip almost bump your right hip to the right. Flex your right toes. Tree pose. Bottom right foot, inner left thigh. Push foot to thigh, thigh to foot. Right knee going back. Avoid arching your back. Let the rib cage soften down. Scoop your tailbone down towards your left heel. Hands heart or arms reaching up. Steady gaze. Last 2. 1, right knee in front of you. Straighten it out. Pulse 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step your right foot forward. Sweep your arms back and lift your left leg, warrior 3. Roll your outer left hip down. Option, again, to make a bind behind your back. Can you twist your chest a little bit to the right? If you've got a bind, you're going toppling tree pose, otherwise standing splits. Either way, you're diving your torso down, kicking the left leg up nice and high, toning your belly. We'll meet, hands on the mat, standing splits pose. Left foot steps back for pyramid pose. Feel free to adjust your feet a little bit. Fold over your right leg. Avoid the right ankle bowing outwards. If you've got space, walk the hands a bit more forward. Left hand in or outside foot, revolving triangle pose. Avoid the hips swaying off to the right. Lengthen the sides of your body and avoid rounding your back. Crown of the head forward, tailbone back. 3, 2, 1. Right hand down, feet together, forward fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, reach up. Prayer hands at your heart. Inhale. Exhale, prayer twist right. Left knee a little bit back. Elbows stacked. Stay there or open up the arms. 3, 2, 1. Fold forward. Grab left wrist behind your ankles. Like we did at the beginning, inhale, rise, reach, right knee lift in front of you. This time, let's take a twist to the left, or to the right. Left hand can grab the right knee or the outside edge of your foot. Right hip going down, spread your collarbones and steady your gaze on one unmoving spot. Press down with the ball of your left foot. Release that grip, take a long step back, warrior 2. Take a moment to set up your feet correctly. Straight legs, reverse triangle. Option to grab that left wrist like a bow and arrow. Side angle pose, left elbow thigh, hand mat. You don't want to round the spine, so if you're struggling to get your hand to the mat, grab a block or go elbow to thigh. Firm down the outer edge of your right foot. Extend your top arm if you haven't already. Push your left knee gently to the left, get lighter in your left toes. Pull your rib cage in. And take it to the back, Skandasana, flying monkey pose. Option to open up the arms. If you'd prefer, you could take a seat for a gait variation, the left hand grabbing the right ankle, right arm up and over into a side body stretch. This is one of my personal favorite stretches, but definitely not everyone's. Spiral your chest up. 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself up, flip it around to the back, runner's lunge twist. Left hand down, right arm reach up. Roll to the outer edges of both feet into a horizon lunge. You're pushing your hips up. You should feel a stretch on your outer hips. Now, option, you can go tree pose with the legs, side plank, or you could directly step that right foot behind into wild thing. So side plank with tree pose legs or wild thing for 3, 2, 1. Softly right hand down, find pigeon pose on the right side. You're facing the back of your mat. You can always take a seated figure 4. When you're ready, drop to forearms, palms, whatever you got. Feel the right hip gently roll back. Make sure the left toes are pointing directly back behind you. All right, begin to walk your hands back towards you. Tuck your left toes. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, figure 4 down dog. Push your right knee back, then begin to walk your hands back towards your left foot. We'll meet in a balancing figure 4, basically the same way we started this sequence. Hands at your heart center. Now, here you have the option to try tree pose again, maybe close the eyes, or your right peace sign fingers could grab the big toe or the knee. You're going to stand up and take your right leg out to the right. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Scoop your right glute underneath. Push the ball of your left foot down. Option to gaze off to the left for 3. For 2. And 1, bring your right leg back through center. Reach your arms up, hold 3. 2. Drop your right foot in front of your left foot and fold forward. We'll walk the hands over to the right. Walk your hands center. Just uncross your feet by swinging that right foot forward and back to the right. Slide your hands underneath your feet. Pada Hastasana. Toes towards your wrist crease. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Roll some weight to the wrist crease, almost like you're trying to somersault your weight forward. Bring the hips forward a bit and feel the thigh bones roll back. 3. Slide your shoulder blades off your ears. 2. 1. Release. Halfway lift. Fold. Hands to the waist. Rise. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Left leg lift in front of you. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh and sweep your arms back, balancing figure 4. This right hip pushing the left hip a little to the left. Option to bind your hands. Flex your left toes. Tree pose. Left foot, inner right thigh, inner shin, or toes down as a kickstand. Make sure you're not just pushing your foot into the thigh, but the thigh is also pushing into the foot. As you do that, you can almost feel your pelvic floor lift. That's your Mula Bandha. And then as you do that, you can imagine you're standing up a little bit taller. And then pull your belly button back. That's your Uddiyana Bandha. Engage your core. Slight tuck of your chin, Jalandhara Bandha. And feel the back of the skull lift. It's like you're standing up a little bit taller. Maybe the arms go up, left knee going back, the glutes squeeze together. That helps to roll the hips open. Keep the arms up, left knee in front, left leg straight, pulse, 5, or hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Step the left foot forward, sweep the arms back, warrior 3. Feels pretty nice to get off of that right foot. Option to bind the hands again, roll your outer right hip down. It's almost a little twist to the left. With the bind, it's toppling tree. Without, it's standing splits. Dive your torso down. I like to keep a gentle bend in the standing leg. Tone the belly. Hands down, standing splits. Right foot steps back. Feel free to adjust your feet, pyramid pose. Avoid the left ankle bowing outwards. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. If you have space, walk your hands forward. Right hand inner outside foot, left arm reaching up, revolving triangle. Now most people, especially when you start practicing yoga, you want to do what is the most challenging or the most quote unquote advanced. It is way better here to avoid the hips swaying out and to keep your spine straight than it is to get your right hand outside of your left foot. 3, 2, 1, left hand down, step your right foot to meet your left foot. Utkatasana, bend your knees. Bring your hands to your heart. Prayer twist to your left. Push the left palm down into the right palm to stack the elbows. Pay attention to the knees, try to keep them in one line. Sink the weight into your heels, loosen the grip with your toes. Fold, grab right wrist behind ankles. Release grip, rise, reach, left knee lift once again. Take a twist to the left, right hand knee, outside edge of the foot, left hip going down, long sides. Spread your collarbones. Focus, drishti point. One unmoving destination with the eyes. Long step back, warrior 2. Take a moment to set up your feet. Straight legs reverse, option to grab the right wrist, pull back. Side angle pose. Take a moment, feel free to shuffle the feet. Right knee a little to the right glute scooping under. Avoid rounding your back, keep it nice and straight spine. Extend your top arm if you haven't already. Work to spiral the chest up without flaring the ribs out for 3. Gaze to left thumb, 2. 1, Skandasana at the front, deep bend left knee. You can again open up the arms or take that seated gate variation if you did that on the other side. Right hand, left ankle, side bending over to the right. One more breath. Bring it back up. Pivot around to the front. Right hand down. Roll to the outer edges of both feet into a horizon lunge. You may need to wiggle your left foot back a tad. You should feel this in your outer hips. Option 1, side plank on the right with tree pose legs. Option 2, step that left foot behind you, wild thing. Either way, strong right shoulder, strong and straight right leg for 3. Keep moving the breath, 2. 1, slowly flip around pigeon left side. The right outer hip rolling down, right toes pointing directly back. Soft in between the shoulders, between the eyes. Begin to walk your hands back towards you, tuck your right toes. Lift your right knee, cross your left ankle over your right thigh, figure 4 down dog, push your left knee back, walk your hands back to your right foot, back to our starting pose. Figure 4, balancing on the right foot. Come up to balance. You have another opportunity at tree pose with the eyes closed, or left peace sign fingers, big toe, stand up, left leg to the left. Kick the inner heel forward, whether you have the big toe or you can always modify with the knee. Focus more on standing up tall, less about grabbing the big toe. Push down with the ball of your right foot. Last breath. Left leg through center. Reach up, float. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg in front of right leg, fold. Walk hands left. Hand center. Unravel your feet. Walk yourself out. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, step or jump through, seated. Feet flat, 10 counts all the way down to your back, 9. How slow can you go? 8. 1 vertebrae at a time, 7, 6. Draw your belly in, 5. Nice and slow, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down, big stretch, extend legs, extend arms. Hug knees in, feet flat. Scoop your tailbone. Keep the toes forward, lift your hips, bridge. Avoid the ribs flaring out. Push down a bit with the balls of your feet. Feel your inner thighs. And then imagine your feet pushing the mat forward. Two more breaths. Lower yourself down. Take a breath. Second and final back bend. Bridge with a bind. If you're ready for upward facing bow, hands beside your head, thumbs in. Scoop tailbone, lift hips up. Try coming to the top of your head first, especially if you've never done this. Then you might push into the arms. Push your chest to the space behind you, whether that's a wall or a window. Make sure the toes are not bowing out. The toes going even slightly in would be good. So you want the inner thighs to squeeze towards each other and roll down. Chin tuck, lower down, hug your knees in. Rock up and down your spine 2 or 3 times. Paschimottanasana, legs straight. Wiggle your butt back. You can always separate the feet a little bit to make it more restorative, or bend the knees. Reach up and fold over your legs. Push the balls of your feet, the inner blades forward, pull the outer blades back. Lead with your sternum, shoulders back. Minimize the rounding in your back by putting a gentle bend in the knees. Begin to walk yourself back, all the way back. Hips up, shoulder stand or waterfall pose. Personally, I am not feeling shoulder stand today, so I'm going to do waterfall. Shoulder stand is great, however, you can do that with your wrists or a block. If you're in shoulder stand, just try not to turn your head side to side. Keep the gaze straight up. From shoulder stand, you can take your legs overhead for plow pose, then really just pushing down into the back of your skull. That helps to eliminate the pressure on the neck or minimize the pressure on the neck. You'll feel it more in the shoulders and the skull. If you're in waterfall pose, you might like to take your arms up, relax your fingers, more of like a dead bug pose. And then if you're in plow pose, feel free to bend your knees, hug your knees to your temples, ear pressure pose or wheelbarrow pose. Slowly start to lower yourself down, fish pose. Prop up on your forearms, point your toes, spread your collarbones and drop your head back. If it feels good, you could take a lion's breath. Lower yourself down, hug your knees in. Keep your right leg in, extend your left leg long. Guide your right knee across your body, supine twist. Try to stack the hips, slide the left shoulder blade to the left, and then look off to the right. Unwind onto your back, hug both knees in. Keep your left leg in, extend your right leg long. Guide your left knee across to the right, look off to the left. Slide the right shoulder a little to the right. Guide that left leg through center, hug both knees into your chest. When you're ready, go ahead and extend your legs. Let the toes flop out. Sprawl your arms. Wiggle the shoulder blades flat. Let your chest, heart, belly, everything kind of feel open, easy. There's nothing to achieve or accomplish here. So all that's required is presence, breath, and not even control of the breath, just observation of. Deep breath in. Let go. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and out. Notice your body in space, sensations, thoughts, anything that's present. Wiggle fingers, toes, and when you're ready, stretch your arms overhead. Draw your knees in and then roll to your right or left side. Make your way up to a comfortable seat, eyes closed. Make a conscious choice here of how you wish to step off of your mat and into the remainder of your day. What you would like to leave behind on your mat and what you would like to bring with you. Take a deep breath in. Audible sigh. Om Shanti, Om Peace, Namaste. Thank you for choosing to practice with me. I truly hope you enjoyed this class. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already, and share this with your family and friends. Thank you for watching the ads at the beginning and end of my video. That totally helps me out as well. If you would like to help support my channel, you can become a member. You'll get early access to my weekly videos, or it's just a great quote-unquote donation to help support me in creating, filming, editing all of the classes that I provide. My library has grown a lot. I have well over 200 videos for you to view. So go check some out, some older ones. I like doing that as well. A lot of them are filmed in cool different locations as well. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you back next week.